That's the only comment I have on that.
Are you going to answer more questions like that?
Yep.
Zach, how long have you and Marvin been cousins?
Since birth.
Yeah.
Zach, you were there a couple years ago. You guys played Michigan State. That was kind of a weird game. Coach Day wasn't there. Just what do you remember about what that game was like?
My favorite part of the game was celebrating with Coach Jay after. That was his first time out there being a head coach. I was excited for him to be a part of that because he always talks about how he wanted to be a head coach, and being there for him and celebrating the locker room for him, that was probably my favorite part of that game.
Are you still able to draw from that experience 2 years ago, even though there weren't fans in the stands?
Yeah, it's going to be a little different, obviously, because there's fans, there's going to be crowd noise and things of that nature. But we'll go out there to play Michigan State, and we play the players in the field. So I feel like that's where our focus is, and just take care of business on Saturday.
Zach, you were talking after the game about how sometimes you feel like your length is a problem for offensive linemen. I'm wondering what the flip side of that. When you go up against a guy like DeJuan, who has like an 11-foot wingspan, what's that like as a defensive end to try to combat a guy who has that kind of length?
Yeah, DeJuan's a great offensive tackle, and I love going against him because he has arms like longer than mine, and I rarely see that. So it allows me to work on my toolbox and do things that really perfect the things that I'm good at, because some things I can't do on him because his arms are super long and he can get on you so quick. And so I especially like going against DeJuan because I know that's going to be a good matchup and good work.
I know he focused a lot in the offseason on trying to just move a little better, move quicker. Going against him in practice, how have you seen him improve in that area?
No, DeJuan's definitely improved a lot from last year. Just in his sets and his mentality, how he approaches the game. I see him watching film all the time and asking me questions, and watching NFL pass rushers, watching NFL O-linemen, just being a student of the game and learning. And you can definitely see on the field the way he's practiced and definitely the way he's played.
Zach, the tip pass on Saturday you forced came when you were lined up in the middle at one of the tackle spots. How have you made that adjustment to that spot in some of those packages, and how do you like playing there if called?
Yeah, it's a little different. It's not as much space, but I definitely like doing it, and I definitely want to continue doing it. But I gotta get reps and practice at it, and just to perfect my craft, because I've countless reps at rushing that end and on tackles, and I don't have as many as rushing on the guard. So that's something that I'm continuing to work on, and I'm excited about.
Coach Knowles was saying that it's harder to play, sort of make a transition if you're going to go from end to the tackle because there's less space, and that's a harder adjustment. How do you kind of deal with that?
Like I said, just practice, just more reps, just getting better at it. Using what God gave me and on my length and my speed to put them in positions I'm not used to. They're used to quicker, heavier set guys and more power guys, and I don't necessarily have that, but I got different things that can provide problems for inside guys.
How big is that performance the other day? Have you had conversations with coaches after that, doing that, playing inside more, and have you gotten more reps inside since that game?
Yeah, I told Coach Jay I like it, and if he wants to put me in there, I have no problem going to rushing at 3-tech, and that's pretty much the extent of that. I just told him I like it and I'm willing to do it, and worked on a little bit at practice during little one-on-ones at 3-tech. So.
How big is that versatility to be able to do both of those things? Is that part of why you like it so much, because of the next level and what that'll mean?
No, I don't think about the next level too much. I'm just trying to help the Buckeyes win.
Could the young Zach have been able to do that, go from end to inside like that?
Yeah, he was a little weaker, a little skinnier, but he could have got the job done.
Things are happening for you this year. The fact that you have a lot of experience, how much does that play into it? I mean, you've been around.
Yeah. What do you at?
Well, what I'm saying, your experience, you're excelling this year.
Yeah.
I mean, really excelling. The experience that you've been here a long time.
Yeah, it's just this is a program where people are developed and players are developed, and everybody's journey is different. And me being a senior now, seen a lot of things and been through a lot of things, and seen a lot of players and seen a lot of plays and just little things that I've noticed that it's kind of hard to notice if you don't play football for a long time. I just try my best to keep noticing those things and helping the younger guys pick up on some of those things or tendencies, or maybe how to work this move and how to set up this and do things like that. Just trying to pass my knowledge down.
Yeah. And you mentioned your strength as opposed to being the skinny Zach. What about the off season, and you look like you put on
Yeah.
some muscle, a lot more muscle.
Yeah, I'm definitely bigger. You know, that's just a shout out to Coach Mick and his staff. You know, training hard every day, and our nutritionist, you know, getting me right on my body weight and making sure I put on the right way. I don't get chubby out here. Can't have that. Got to keep my 6-pack. So, you know, just testament to those guys and the work that they put in and the workouts they put me through. Couldn't be there without them.
Zach, it feels like as the season goes that this playbook is getting larger. Seeing you move in with the rushman inside, Jack moving around. I'm not asking like how much more there could be, but do you sense that there's more experimentation going on with Coach Jay and Coach Knowles than before?
Who knows what Coach Knowles got in his brain? Sometimes I just look at the play cards and I'll be like, how does he like that's a good ass play. Like I don't know how you came up with that, but so it's just like a testament to Coach Knowles and his mind and how he sees the game just differently than any of the coaches that I've been around since I've been here. I'm not saying that any of them are bad or better than Coach Knowles. It's just different the way how he approaches the game and his mentality.
I know that I'm oversimplifying it, but it felt like for the last couple of years, it'd be like, well, those are what those 4 guys are out there. That's what they're going to do on the defensive line. And then I don't know. I didn't think when Coach Knowles came in, that meant well, there's going to be lots of new schemes, lots of different looks for the rushman. Like, did you expect that, or has it exceeded? Like, what is it like to be in that, and maybe some different things that you're doing?
It just keeps the offense on their toes. You know, being able to go from 4 down to 3 down to all the different things that we do during a drive, you know, it makes the offense have to, they can't just block X's and O's. They can't just block dots on a card. They got to really know what they're doing and make them think a little more. Because if they're thinking, you know, we just get to go straight and go play, you know, it's always a good recipe for a good defense.
Talked about how Coach Knowles sees the game. Has it changed how you see it?
A little, yeah, for sure. Definitely some of the things he's called and some of the things he's installed and some of the things he's taught us. It's like, oh, I guess I never really thought about that. You know, I never really seen that play or that formation or how to draw this blitz or this protection or this coverage. I never really seen things like that. So, you know, just a genius on the defensive side of the ball.
Does it allow you guys to buy in even more now? Not that you're not bought in, but you see what your action causes for the rest of the defense. Does that allow you to maybe have more ownership of what's going on?
I mean, we already bought in. You know, all the guys on defense. We're you know, we know Coach Knowles got us and we got Coach Knowles. So we're out there. He calls a play, and especially being on the field is sometimes where it's like that's the perfect play for the situation. Like how did you know that was about to happen?
Like
so
the
things
Kai
like
Stokes
that.
blitz on the tight end.
What'd you say?
The Kai Stokes blitz was like the perfect play call in this last week on the tight end around where Kai Stokes comes in and just takes that guy down. Like, how often does it happen where it's like the perfect play?
More than I've ever experienced playing football. It's like I'm in the perfect position to make a play right now, and it's a testament to, you know, just Coach Knowles and the work he puts in.
And then how well do you think you're playing right now?
I think I'm playing well.
Like,
Thanks, Zach.
great, a great. Give me a grade.
I
Letter grade.
don't know. Well.
That's 4 letters.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you, Zach.